What's up everybody? My name is Nate and welcome to the channel. This is going to be a perfume video about coming up with a concept and going over to my perfume area and kind of crafting it together. So this is just kind of like a rough kind of thing. I'm doing this. I don't have any plans for it. I want to make a fresh aquatic because I'm running into an issue right now with Aqua Vortex, my fragrance. So I was really confident with a formula that I had a few trials ago, and I was really happy with the scent profile. The longevity was not great on it, so it only lasted 2 to 3 hours. So I was a little disappointed with it. So I tried multiple variations of different formulas, same formula, but just increased the fixatives in it, and it just became, as the versions went on, it just got more and more messy, and it was basically it's inspired me to just start over. So starting over from scratch, I want to make it fresh. I want to have it that Cologne kind of vibe. I want it to be musky, but I also want it to be watery and fresh and lively, something you can wear in the spring and the summertime, something very light and airy. I would really like to incorporate a orange flower accord in this. We'll see if I can get around to it, but that's the concept. So right now I'm in my perfume spreadsheet thing that BK Scents made on YouTube. If you're interested at all in this spreadsheet, you can go check BK Scents out. He does a full breakdown of this whole thing. So, and you guys should be following him if you are into perfume at all. BK Scents is great. So with this, I want to change the name up here. This is going to be Aqua Vortex Redo. That's a great name for a redo. So I want to start with ISOE Super, and I did some different variations before with this, and I'm gonna do about 6 grams of the total concentrate. 5 to 6 is where I usually like to sit, because that gives me enough breathing room, and for my dilutions I can scale it up. It works out that way. I know it seems like a lot to have, 5 to 6 grams of total concentrate, but it usually works out that then I can use my diluted stuff and I can use my neat stuff for like the, bigger stuff. So I'm gonna go with 2 grams of ISOE Super, and then Hedione, I'm gonna go maybe half, 1 gram. So ISOE Super, Hedione, that's good. I want to incorporate a very clean musk. The other thing too, I tried with my last version, is I really wanted to crank up the dihydromercenol. So I'm gonna add that next, and I'm gonna put that up kind of high at 0.8%. Let's do some citrus now. So I really want to incorporate bergamot, because I feel like that's in every one of my formulas. Bergamot is just an easy to wear fragrance. It's just great. Then I want to add green mandarin oil. I want to add that, mandarin green, and then I want to add just a touch of lemon too. Actually, I have this molecule, and I like using it more than lemon. It's citronellin, I think. Yeah, citrulline E. I don't know. I try my hardest with these names, but they get so complicated sometimes. So bergamot, I'm gonna put this one up to 0.5. And then green mandarin, I'm gonna put this one up to 0.15. And then this will do 1. So a good, nice citrus top. This has a lemony kind of smell to it. Let's see if we can look this up here. So it's got this citrus lime kind of smell to it, and it's very dominant. It's very sharp, and I like it a lot. I really do. It's very fresh, lively, but it's a very sharp green lime kind of smell. A lot of citrus too. And even too, I could scale that back too. So like 0.05%. So, all right, now we got the citrus done, I want to start with the musk. So musk, I mean, ambroxan 2 needs to be added like right away. And I feel like that's we'll do 0.1 grams of ambroxan. And then I want to add galaxolide because I love how sticky galaxolide can be and the longevity of it is great. So I want to incorporate galaxolide, which is a clean musk, and I'm gonna do 50% because it's kind of sticky. Galaxolide comes in this, like when you order it neat, you get this like sticky goop resin. It's not a resin, but it's sticky goop. And when you dilute it down to 50%, it's a lot easier to work with. Anyway, 50% on that, and I'm gonna do like 0.65, maybe even more. I'm gonna just do 1 gram of that. And then I love using habanolide, and we'll do 0.25% habanolide. We'll also incorporate some cashmere. Cashmere is great, especially in these aquatic fragrances. I'm not gonna do too much of this, just maybe 0.1 grams. And then we will do, I want to incorporate just a small amount of brown musk, which I have this musk called muscanone, I think it's called. I don't have it typed into my auto generator thing here. Muscone, I think it's called iso muscone, but I have it down to 10% and I will do just 0.1 grams of that, maybe 0.15. So nice brown musk in there to kind of give it some depth, but cashmere is really nice. It's like a fuzzy musk kind of smell too. And habanolide gives it this like clean sharpness, very, very clean sharpness. Galaxolide could probably come up to 1.5 grams. I think that would be good. Right now we're sitting roughly right around 16-17% musk, which is good. I think that's good. I'm gonna add a little bit of ethylene brassylate to top it off at like 20% musk, and we'll just do 3. So that should put us roughly around, 20% musk. So I feel like that's a good, base to keep our musk at. It's not overly done, but it's gonna be noticeable for sure. Let's start talking about some woods here. I really want to incorporate a fern. I got this accord, this fern accord, balsamic resin, and it's just fantastic. And I really want to, incorporate some of that. I have it down to 10% though, so I'm only going to do like 1.15 of the fern. So obviously cedar wood is going to go in here. And cedarwood Texas, I'm gonna do like 0.5 grams of that up to 7%, maybe even 0.6%, get it up to almost 9% there. And you can see as we start adding more, our musk comes down a lot too. So we wanna kinda not add too much, but we also wanna incorporate, a little bit here. Amber, cedar amber is what I'm looking for here. By IFF. This stuff is really good. It gives it kind of this dry amber kind of smell. Really, really nice. And I always like incorporating this with my fresh fragrances, fresh and clean. So right now it's looking pretty similar to my last formula that I had of this. And I want to add just a little bit of sandalore. Really love sandalore. It's like a soft sandalwood character, but just a little bit, just 0.1 of that. All right, now I want to start getting into my dilutions because I feel like I'm pretty happy with where it sits right now with all my neat materials, other than muscone is at 10%, and fern is at 10%, and galaxolide. But I'm pretty happy with keeping everything the way it is at the 100%. Now we're gonna start doing some dilutions, which I'm just gonna put my dilutions down here for right now. People asked me in the last video, or somebody asked me about why I do put all the materials in the base and then all the materials in the mid and then all in the top. So technically how you're supposed to use this formula tracker thing is put your base notes here, your mid notes here, and your top notes here. But I feel like it just bogs down the process of like trying to put stuff together. If you were a neat freak, do it right away, but I tend to just like move stuff around once I'm done with the formula. Once I have a good solid formula, I make a copy of it and then I reorganize everything and make sure that it's all good. But other than that, you know, there's no really difference of it. So I want to start adding some green aspects too with this, because right now it's coming across pretty just, we got some wood in here and musk and citrus. That's it. So I want to start adding some green aspects. So I love using cypress in especially aquatic fragrances. Not too much of this cypress. I'm gonna do like 0.35, and this is at 10% dilution. And then let's add some spice to this too. So elamine, it always works really good with citrus and that kind of thing. So let's do 0.25 of that. Maybe that's a little high, 0.15, we'll do that. And then I wanna add Cologne. So let's get into, this will be when we add all our like ozonic watery, you know, mixtures and stuff. So Cologne I really like it's like a watery, it's like the classic watery kind of smell. It almost smells like eggshells, but it's all fresh and clean. It's got that watermelon kind of smell to it. And then I'm gonna just do like 0.3 of that, giving it a nice, then I have this thing called Ultrazur, which is super fantastic. It's a very sharp marine kind of smell molecule. And I like to put this at like maybe 2.2. We'll see how that goes. And then you can't have aquatics without helianol. And we'll add maybe 0.5 of that. So pretty happy with the, you typically want to do a little bit more helianol than Cologne. Cologne, you want it to just like touch it, you know, just sprinkle it in there. But, and then helianol, you can add a little bit more into there. When you add too much helianol, you get this hay kind of smell, like, yeah, the stuff that cows eat, hay. But I find it's pretty good. When you dose it just right. We're gonna also come back up here. I wanna add some clear wood. I totally forgot some patchouli in here, and I'm just gonna do like 0.1 grams of it. Not a whole lot, but I just wanna give it that kind of nice patchouli kick in there. Maybe 0.125, so, or 1.5. And then down here too, I wanna add some Amber Extreme. Amber Extreme is so good. Amber Extreme there. At 10% dilution, I think I need to dilute some more of it, so I'll have to do that. But we'll just do maybe 0.75 of that, maybe even more, 0.1. I like Amber Extreme. And then I bought this wood not too long ago, and I really want to try it out. I'm just gonna add like 2 grams of that, and we'll see how that goes. I also want to do vetiver, like a nice vetiver base, you know, to have in this too, because I think honestly the promo that I made for Aqua Vortex has some vetiver in it. So I want to do Veterofix, and then vetiver Haiti. That's some good stuff. And then we'll do like maybe 0.2 of that, and then we'll do for vetiver, we'll just do 0.75. That should be good. We're at like 1% vetiver there. I knew I was missing some things at the top here, or the bottom here, so I just wanted to keep that in there. So a pretty nice woody base. You got a lot of freshness here with some citrus, and then a lot of musk too. So our musk is now sitting at about 10%, 3%, that's about 14, and then so if we take this up to 0.5, we can round it out at 20%. So a nice 10% in the total musk. I think that's good. And the musk from the musk blend right now looks pretty good. You got clean galaxolide, you got some habanolide to give it that sharp metallic cleanness too, to add to the galaxolide. Cashmere, excuse me, is super nice. It's like fuzzy, warm, cozy kind of smell. Just a little of that, and then also ethylene brassylate to just kind of fill in that rest of the 20%. So, and ethylene brassylate too is a nice floral musk too. It's really, it almost has like a vanillic undertone. So really good. Hopefully this all turns out well. And then you got some woods here too, so pretty happy with that. And then some green herbal stuff. I would love to add some rosemary in here. We'll just do 0.15, and that seems pretty good there. Also, I want to add some Evernoll or some Veteromoss, and we'll just do like 0.3 of that. That usually just gives it kind of like this oak mossy kind of character, and it extends the longevity pretty well too. So, and two, right now it doesn't look like there's much fixative going on here. We have 25% ISOE super at the top, which is good. I think that that's fine. Hedione is pretty high too. We could even bring that up, you know, slightly to 1.5, and then we get this nice cleanness too. Maybe even 0.25, kind of just balancing, bringing everything down a lot. And then we can bring the Galaxolide up to 11% here. So I think we're sitting right around 18% now or so with the musk. So we're a little low on that 20%, but I think it's fine. Honestly, I'm just coming up with 20% up in my mind, so it doesn't even really matter. So we're about 18% musk here, so that's pretty good. We're really high on our concentrate, so we want to kind of wrap it up. I just want to add some like Verdox here. I love this stuff so much. It's like a fresh pineapple fruity kind of smell to it. And we'll just do 0.3 of that. So I'm pretty happy with it now. There's nothing really like standing out that's a good character here. Like I'm trying to find a good character to adapt into this. So I want to try to add like some sweetness in here too, and it will give me a chance to try out my strawberry accord. So strawberry, we'll do aldehyde strawberry at 10% at like 0.05, maybe even 0.075, and then ethyl maltol to give it kind of a sweetness at 0.05. So not a whole lot, but just to incorporate some sweetness in here with the strawberry. And then even some, I really liked using fructone, and we'll do 100% of this at 0.1 grams there. So that should give us a nice like fruity kind of strawberry kind of vibe to this. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm not really sure at this point, but I want to give it a shot. So right now I'm pretty happy with how everything is sitting. I think honestly the musk could be kind of low. So let's take down the ISOE super down to 2, and then the Hedione down to 1, and that should balance out pretty nicely. The musk comes back up to 20%, and yeah, I think we're good to go here. Let's pop in some alcohol here. So like it would be, let's say 35 grams of alcohol. That would put us at a 17% oil concentration. That's a little high, but I think that that's worth it. So we'll keep it at the 35% just for this first batch, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna head over to the perfumery station, my kitchen table, and we'll see how this goes. Here, I also want to remind people too that I spend a lot of time researching a lot of different ingredients and different materials and how things interact with each other and stuff. So there is a lot more that goes into like making perfumery. It's not just like throwing together a bunch of random materials and going for it, but I do spend a whole lot of time researching. All right, so we're gonna start out with some ISOE super. I would always suggest if you guys are getting into perfumery, get a lot of ISOE super. You're gonna use a lot of it. 2 grams of ISOE super. 2 grams on the dot there. Then Hedione. Hedione is a fresh floral. Think of Hedione as like a floral version of ISOE super. Only 1 gram of that. Dihydromercenol. So dihydromercenol is the classic barbershop kind of smell. It's that clean, fresh lavender that like, it's almost got like a lime kind of accord to it. They use it a lot in soaps and stuff. That lavender, signature lavender smell is usually dihydromercenol. Bergamot Jivco. Bergamot Jivco is some of the best stuff ever. It smells like bergamot, but it's like a reconstruction of bergamot because bergamot has restrictions on it. 0.5. I mean, you can buy bergamot that doesn't have restrictions on it. It's like that BF version, but it's limited to, if that. So green mandarin oil. This stuff is like dark green when you like look inside of it. 0.15. Yeah, it's like dark green in here. It usually turns you can see that there. It's super dark. I'm still trying to find out, I'm still trying to work out where they get, or what, if they make a green mandarin that's distilled down and it's not so pungent with the color. I'd really like to know if there's like if there's a green mandarin out there that is not as green, I guess you could say, like a distilled down or synthetic even too. When I was pulling materials, citronellin E or citronellal E by Simmerized here. I remember how potent this stuff is. It's a sharp lime supporter. So this is designed to like boost up lime accords, and it's very citrus heavy. And I know that I don't want to use too much of it. So I use 2 drops, and that equates to 0.05 gram. So you don't want to use too much of that because it's very potent, very, very potent. Ambroxan. So if nobody knows how to do this, if you need a spoon at all, just take a pipette and cut it at an angle, and you get a nice spoon. 0.1 grams of ambroxan here. I love ambroxan because it's crystals, and you can get the exact measurement that you want from crystals, or from, you know, like just powder or crystals, that kind of thing. All right, moving into our musks now. This is galaxolide. This is at 50% dilution. So we're gonna start incorporating some dilutions now. And I got 2 grams of this in here, so quite a little bit. But this is really gonna get it to stick really nice. I should do a video at stickiness versus volatility in perfumery. I think that's an important topic to talk about. I should talk about that. So with perfumery, you have, this is subanilide, but in perfumery, you have volatile materials that, like, I'll use an example. So like you have kids that just wanna run and run and run away, but how do you get them to stay put, stay at the house? Popsicles. Popsicles are essentially the glue that sticks kids to the house so they don't run out the door and get hit by cars. That is terrible. We don't want that to happen. So we get popsicles, and things like galaxolide are popsicles. They keep the kids indoors, so they last longer. You know, they last longer inside, so they're not, you know. I don't know if this analogy is going anywhere, but essentially that's what it does. Citrus molecules or citrus oils tend to be fleeting, really fleeting. So if you put together a fragrance with all citrus oils, that's why I never get the whole, you know, eau de toilettes don't last as long, eau de parfums never last as long. That's stupid, because if it's 50% oil concentration, let's say it's an extrait de parfum, you know, super rich, or it's just a pure oil. But if it's all citrus oil, it's only gonna last like an hour, if that. So that's the whole myth of eau de toilette and eau de parfum, total BS. All right, cashmerin. This is so nice. This is at 0.15 grams of cashmerin, and perfect, right on the money. Cashmerin has this like kind of musky quality to it too. That's why I kind of label it as a musk. So, all right, then muscone, we put in 10%, but I'm gonna bring it up to 100%, and I'm just gonna bring up bring down the total concentration 0.5. So like I'm gonna do it's too much, 0.05. So that's with these pipettes that I have, these plastic pipettes, that is 2 grams, or not 2 grams, excuse me, 2 drops. Anyway, muscanone, I put 2 drops of it, and that was 0.5 grams. We're gonna finish it off, top it off with some ethylene brassylate for the musk at 0.5 grams. Ethylene brassylate is one of the best musks ever. Seriously, this stuff is so good. And comparatively, like the amount of materials that I have compared to like a fragrance house, like, you know, Chanel or Dior, they probably have like huge vats of ethylene brassylate or ISOE Super. You know, they have a lot of this stuff. So this is what I was talking about. This is a fern balsam resin, and this is an accord. So because fern doesn't have an actual smell, this is a imaginary reconstruction accord. And because I tried to make a fern accord, and this blows it out of the water. So I was just like, you know what, let's just go with this. I think this is from Perfumer's Apprentice. It's just a fern balsam reconstruction. Smells really great. I'm really happy with it, and I'm not afraid to use pre-made accords. There's a whole stigma online about, you know, you should never use pre-made accords if you want to take yourself seriously. It's like, yeah, okay. Jamba Juice uses, you know, orange juice that it buys at the store, most likely. They buy frozen fruit. You know, it's like, and they're doing it professionally. So get out of here. Perfumery and Jamba Juice have a lot in common. All right, this is cedarwood. I'm using Virginia. I have a little bit left in here, so I just want to use it. And this is at 0.6 grams of cedarwood. And then this is cedar amber. So this is an amber cedar accord, or a note, I should add. But it almost has this like ambergris mixed with cedar wood. It's almost got this sawdusty kind of vibe to it. It dries down pretty powdery cedar wood, or dry cedar wood, I should say. But this is at 0.15, and you don't need a whole lot of it. It just kind of supports the cedar wood in there, makes it really, really nice. You typically, like from what my experience, you kind of want to have a natural and then a synthetic to support it. So for instance, I would have cedar wood here, and then I would have cedar amber, which extends the life of the cedar wood, and it builds out a better accord. I know there's also another one out there, kind of gives it a sawdusty tobacco kind of smell. I'd love to try that one. I think it's called Fix Amber. I think I have some of it actually. But regardless, I won't get into that right now. So I also want to do, what is this? Sandal Lore. This is a sandalwood kind of reconstruction from IFF. It smells fantastic. There's so many health benefits too with this, which is great. People use this in their hair. Don't take my word for it, look it up. But apparently this makes your hair like super wonderful. I wouldn't know. All right, I went over a little bit on that by 0.05 grams. So, you know, nothing crazy. And actually I went over by a lot, but it shouldn't be that bad. Sandal Lore is pretty nice. And even though you should dose it pretty low. All right, moving on to clear wood. And that is at 0.15 clear wood. Clear wood has a lot of regulations on it. It smells like a clean patchouli kind of smell. It's pretty remarkable. If you guys are into perfumery at all, and if you're not, thank you so much for watching this video all this way. Wow, I just want to say wow. But try Clearwood out. If you have not tried it yet, try Clearwood. It's definitely worth it. All right, Veterofix. Veterofix is at 0.2 grams. I'm following this recipe like it's the Bible, but I literally just typed it up. You know, I can change it here and there. But this is at 0.2 grams. This is for our vetiver kind of smell to it, and this also supports the cedar wood too, because this is a cedar kind of molecule. Veterofix, from what I know. We went over a little bit on that by 1 drop, but not too bad. Veterofix, you know, you can always, you know, do a little bit more because it's a fixative. All right, vetiver. This is from Haiti. This is dark, man. This is super dark. But we only want 3 drops. 1, 2, actually, never mind. I forgot how heavy vetiver is too. There's a difference totally in grams. Like if you put 1 drop of this in there, versus like 1 drop of Isoe Super. Totally different weight. This is thick. That's what she said. All right, let's talk about some Cypress now. I got some Cypress diluted down to 10%. We'll give it a good shake. And this is at 0.35. So you can, when it's diluted down, you can add more. So it's like, I think that's common sense, but, and that's why I kind of like working with dilutions with the specific materials, like these little nuances, because you can add, you know, a lot more. So I went over a little bit on the Cypress just by 2 drops. So just add 0.8 or 0.38. All right, we're gonna talk about some Elamine now. Elamine is like a perfect richening spice character to a lot of fragrance, like with the Aquatics. Very, very nice. At 0.15, and we don't want to go over on this either, and I did by 1 drop. I'll get a hang of it. All right, then some Cologne. This is already diluted, so this was shipped to me diluted down to 10%, which is okay. I mean, I've gotten out of the rhythm of ordering diluted materials from companies because it's like, why don't I just get the neat one and dilute it myself? And this is at 0.3 grams. And Cologne is actually a fixative because it's a solid when it's dry. It comes in a powder form, almost like a crystal form. All right, went over by 1 drop on that, but not too bad. It's at 10%, so it's not a big deal. Ultrazur, if you guys now have tried Ultrazur yet, it's pretty potent and marine. It's very fresh. It's very nice though. This is at 0.2. A lot of people can't stand Ultrazur, and I get it. It's pretty powerful, and it's like that marine kind of smell. Not a lot of people get on the marine smell. It's like a, you know, if it's not mixed right, people are like anosmic to it. All right, Helionol. And Helionol, I find that you can add a lot of and not upset your formula too much. So I'm going all the way up to 0.6. And I went over by 2 drops on that. We're just in that rhythm today. We are in the rhythm of going over on everything. All right, Amber Extreme here. This is down to 10%. We'll give it a good shake in here before we add it in. And I have it at 1.1 grams. And Amber Extreme is pretty potent too, so you gotta be safe with it. We're gonna add this wood into at 0.2, rosemary at 0.15, Veteromoss. This is also a fixative too. Veteromoss has a, it comes in powder form when you order it. And this is diluted down to 10%, so. All right, Verdox. This stuff smells so fantastic. It just smells like a fruity sweetness in here. And I have it at 0.3 grams. And then I didn't have C16 diluted down, the strawberry accord. I didn't have it diluted down, so I'm only gonna do 2 drops of this, maybe even one drop of this. Let's just do 1 drop for right now, because aldehydes are pretty powerful. And it might even come out too strawberry. So we'll change that here on the formula sheet, 100%. All right, ethyl maltol. Ethyl maltol is like a burnt sugary smell to it. You probably hear Aaron Terrence Hughes talk about it, whipping through the base. You don't need a whole lot of this, especially if you're not trying to make a super sweet fragrance. Just need like a touch. This is at 10% dilution, and I only added 2 drops or 3 drops or whatever, and it's gonna be really sweet, sickeningly sweet, probably. I'm gonna probably have to dilute it back down. All right, this is Fructone. This is fruity smell. It's almost like got an apple-y kind of smell, but it's pretty fruity sweet, and this is at 0.1 grams. This is just gonna give it that fruity sweetness. Hopefully it comes across in a pleasant way and not a weird way. All right, so from the video I just recorded at my perfumery or at my desk, I did add a few other ingredients. I added benzoyl salicylate at 0.45, and this is at 100%. And this is almost like a jasmine-y, oily, clean, balsamic kind of smell. And this is just gonna give it some lift. So we're gonna put that in there, but it comes across a little oily, but a fresh, clean kind of jasmine kind of scent to it. And then I also added some pink pepper, just 3 drops of pink pepper, because you can't have an aquatic without it. Oh yeah, pink pepper is the best. And then I added some citronellol. These names sometimes, man, are really, really too much. And then I have just 0.1 grams of that. And this is like a florally, almost like a rose kind of like floral nuance in here, but it's got some citrus in there, making it fresh and clean. All right, and then some Florazone. I wanted to add this because it puts off, I'm just gonna add 1 drop of it though. It's really potent. This makes it just so fresh and bright. It's got this like melon, extreme kind of smell to it. And then I haven't tried this amberwood in a long time, so I want to give it a shot here, and I'm only going to do like 0.1 grams of it. So this is from IFF, I believe, but this is just amberwood, and so I don't have much experience with it, but I really wanted to try it out in this blend, so I did add some of that in there. Let's type that into the formula, and then we'll mix this up with some alcohol and go try it out over at the perfume, or not the perfume, my desk. I'm trying to get all technical here, but come on, I'm in my apartment making perfume. And then I have 35 grams of alcohol. All right, we're all set there. And this is like I think this is like 17% or so oil concentration. So we'll go over there and give it a good smell. We gotta mix it around because a lot of the ambroxan is not mixed together at all, but I'm just gonna try with the tester strips first. Fresh, clean. It's very pink pepper heavy. Whoa, okay. Really, really nice. I'm getting a lot of the florally benzyl salicylate in here. It's coming across very clean and oily, musky. This is very nice. This is in the direction that I wanted it to go in. And actually, the fruity sweetness from the C16 and the strawberry nuance is not actually that bad, actually. It's pretty, so the musk is very nice in here too. It's very well balanced too. It's almost, let me put some here on this hand so I can. Wow, this is super pleasant. A lot of pink pepper, but it's smooth enough to where it's nice. It's really nice. Getting a little bit of that Florazone that's really popping off here. This is the direction that I wanted Aqua Vortex to go in. This is, you still have a lot of cleanness from the Cologne and the Ultrazur in here. And the Helionol too is very pleasant in here as well. And I'm loving the cashmere in here, really am. This right here is where I wanted my Aqua Vortex to land. Seriously does, because this smells absolutely incredible. Things that I would fix on this. So I really like it. I love the scent character. And this is the trap I fell into last time, is I like the scent character so much, but it's sitting right around here. And I need it to be like up here, kind of like more potent. And when you start incorporating volatile ingredients like Florazone and more citrus stuff, and you risk making it too volatile and not enough stickiness. But if you have too much stickiness, it's a skin scent, and then it ends up being a parfum, and everyone complains that there's no projection. So it's this fine balance of getting a lot of volatile materials in there, but a lot of sticky nuances in here too to keep it close to the skin. I really like this. Honestly, I would probably increase the oil concentration too, up to like 25% or 22%, something in there. But for the most part, right now, I'm loving it. I think it could use a little bit more sweetness and just a touch of vanillin. But right now, I'm really digging it. This is the direction that I want to go in with Aqua Vortex. It's clean musky. It's a lot of citrus in here. The cashmere. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And a lot of woody aspects too. And the vetiver too is not, it's not dirty. It's not earthy. It's not weird. It's just a nice balance of everything, really. I think I'm going to add some pamplemousse, methyl pamplemousse to this to kind of give it a grapefruit kind of vibe, just a little bit, just a touch. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. I want to kind of sit on it and let it, you know, wear it a couple times before I make any judgments of like how to fix it. But right now, there's not really much to fix. Anyway, pretty happy with it. I like the direction that this is going in, so I'm gonna probably just try to rework this, and hopefully I got my Aqua Vortex formula kind of dialed in here in the next 1 or 2 trials or something. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching the video. If this was helpful at all, leave a comment down below. If you know, are into perfumery, let me know, and give the formula a shot if you want to. I know it's kind of all over the place, and it's like, why am I talking about formulas that I'm gonna make here? But I want to be kind of transparent and open and stuff. So anyway, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Take care, guys. We will see you next time.